Hi, dear students. Welcome back to our online learning program. We are discussing the song Blowing the Wind by Bob Dylan. It's a second episode, second class, based on the chapter Blowing the Wind. We discussed major ideas, theme, background, some poetic devices in our last class. So dears, what is the theme of the song? Yes, war and peace. We discussed it was a marching song. It was a protest song. It was a song against war and injustice. Bob Dylan composed the song during the time of civil rights movement in the United States of America at the time of Vietnam War. In this song, he asked us a series of rhetorical questions. We discussed what is rhetorical questions in our last class. Rhetorical questions do not demand a specific answer. First, three questions. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonball fly before they are forever banned? Let's move on the next stanza.
How many years can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
First question in the second stanza. How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? So here we can see some word pictures, some images like mountain and sea. So here mountain stands for injustice, ego and supremacy. So mountain stands for injustice, ego and supremacy. Then sea. Sea stands for powerful protest of the people. Sea stands for powerful protest of the people. You may have questions like this. What does mountain stand for? Then you can write mountain stands for injustice, ego and supremacy. C stands for powerful protest of the people. Dylan says injustice, ego and supremacy firm like mountain. These things firm like mountain, hard as mountain, strong as mountain. But one day or slowly it washed to the sea. One day or slowly it washed to the sea. Which means no powerful rulers, government, dictators can exist forever. Supremacy and injustice cannot exist forever. One day or slowly it washed to the sea. Which means one day or slowly it will be disappeared. It will be vanished. It will be drowned. It will be erased. Like mountains come to the sea. ജനങ്ങളുടെ സമരത്തിൻ്റെ തീജ്വാലയിൽ എരിഞ്ഞില്ലാതാവും. അധികാരത്തിൻ്റെ എല്ലാ അഹന്തയും ജനങ്ങളുടെ സമരത്തിൻ്റെ തീജ്വാലയിൽ എരിഞ്ഞില്ലാതെയായിത്തീരും. വർഷങ്ങൾക്കിപ്പുറം ആ ജനതയുടെ പിന്മുറക്കാരായവർ പോലും അമേരിക്കയിലെ പ്രസിഡന്റ് പദവി വരെ എത്തുന്ന കാഴ്ചയാണ് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. Yes, how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? A mountain is a symbol of injustice, ego and supremacy. Mountain is a symbol of injustice, ego and supremacy. C stands for powerful protest of the people. C stands for powerful protest of the people. How many years can a mountain exist? Which means no powerful forces can exist forever. One day or slowly it will be washed to the sea. അനീതിയും അധികാരത്തിന്റെ അഹന്തയും എത്ര ഉയരത്തിലാണെങ്കിലും ഒരു നാൾ ഇല്ലാതെയായിത്തീരും ജനങ്ങളുടെ പോരാട്ടത്തിന്റെയും സമരത്തിന്റെയും മുന്നിൽ. Dylan says, mountains from injustice and ego will disappear as mountains come to the sea, slowly or after a sudden collapse. Yes, how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? Next question, how many years can some people exist before they are allowed to be free? So here, people referred oppressed people. People referred oppressed people or Afro-Americans or black people in the United States of America. How many years can some people exist before they are allowed to be free? So, you may have a question, who may be the people refer here? Who may be the people refer here? People refers oppressed people, Afro-Americans, black Americans. How many years people have to suffer and survive to get freedom, to get liberty, to get equality? Here, the lyricist used the word exist instead of behalf of live. Can anybody live without freedom, without equality, without socio-economic justice? Then it's called exist or survive. He asks us, how long can you keep Africans as slaves, Afro-Americans, black people as slaves? Yes, how many years can some people exist before they are allowed to be free? Here people referred oppressed people, black Americans, Afro-Americans. Here the word exist refers sufferings and hardship of the oppressed people. How many years people have to suffer? Some people have to suffer and exist before they get freedom. എത്ര കാലം നിലനിന്നാലാണ് അടിമകൾക്ക് തുല്യമായ ജീവിതത്തിൽ നിന്ന് അമേരിക്കയിലെ ആഫ്രിക്കൻ വംശജർക്ക് നീതി ലഭിക്കുക, സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം ലഭിക്കുക? Yes, how many years can some people exist before they are allowed to be free? Next question, how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? So here, man referred rulers, oppressive rulers. And who may be the people and man referred here? People, oppressed people, and man, white people are oppressive rulers. Here, how long? He asks us, how long rulers, oppressive rulers and government can ignore, can pretend, can act, nothing is happening around them? എത്ര കാലം ഇങ്ങനെ നടിച്ചു മുന്നോട്ടേക്ക് പോകാൻ സാധിക്കും? ആളുകൾ മരിക്കുന്നില്ല എന്ന് കരുതി, തങ്ങളുടെ ജനങ്ങൾ അവകാശത്തിന് വേണ്ടി പോരാടുന്നില്ല എന്ന് കണ്ട്, അവരുടെ പോരാട്ടം കണ്ടില്ല എന്ന് നടിച്ച് എത്ര കാലം മുന്നോട്ടേക്ക് പോകാൻ സാധിക്കും? The answer, my friend, is blowing the wind.
Yes, and how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? So here man referred rulers, oppressive rulers. For freedom and liberty, oppressed had to fight, struggle and overtake a lot. Ask us, how long can you keep the Africans as slaves and pretend as you do not see their sufferings? He addresses irresponsible people and oppressive rulers. എത്ര കാലം അധികാരവർഗത്തിന് ഒന്നും കണ്ടില്ല എന്ന് നടിച്ച് മുന്നോട്ടേക്ക് പോവാൻ സാധിക്കും? സമരങ്ങളും ആവശ്യങ്ങളും പോരാട്ടങ്ങളും കണ്ടില്ല എന്ന് നടിച്ച് എത്ര കാലം മുന്നോട്ടേക്ക് പോവാൻ സാധിക്കും? As how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see?
The answer, my friend, is blowing the wind. Again, answer is everywhere. Everybody knows the answer. Answer is known to all. Answer is nearby you. Rulers know the answer. We discussed in our last class. Rulers know the answer. Oppressed know the answer. Common people know the answer. Everybody knows the answer. Dear students, in the second stanza, we can see some word pictures and important points. The first one is mountain. So mountain stands for injustice, ego, supremacy and so on. Then C stands for powerful protest of the people. C stands for powerful protest of the people. Then man referred oppressive rulers or white people. Then people referred oppressed people, Afro-Americans, black people. Dear students, let's move on the last stanza.
How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Here is an image, sky. Sky stands for freedom, endless freedom, eternal freedom. Simply, sky stands for freedom. Look up means wish and hope. Look up means wish, hope and perseverance. This line poet says how long people have to wait, suffer and survive to get freedom, to enjoy peace, to get eternal and ultimate freedom.
Yes, and how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Here sky refers endless freedom, eternal freedom. Look up implies strongly wish to get something. In this line, poet shares his thoughts, how long people should wait and wish to get brighter and better days. And he adds, we must take responsibility and do what do we want. അനന്തമായ പൂർണ്ണമായ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യം ലഭിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി എത്ര നാൾ കാത്തിരിക്കണം? Yes, and how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky?
Yes, how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? So, people are crying for justice. People are crying for equality. People are crying for liberty. People are crying for peace. Here, cries implies cries of freedom, cries of liberty, cries of equality. He asks us, how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Actually, rulers can hear, can see the protest of the people, but they are pretending, but they are acting that nothing is happening around them. And he adds, people are not ready to react to the injustice.
Yes, and how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Here people are crying for freedom. Here cries implies cries of freedom, cries of liberty, cries of equality. Hedgeland says that people do not care for the problems of the oppressed. People turn a deaf ear to the cries of miseries. തന്റെ ചുറ്റുപാടുമുള്ള മനുഷ്യരുടെ വേദനകളും കരച്ചിലുകളും കേൾക്കാൻ എത്ര കാതുകൾ വേണം? എപ്പോഴാണ് അവർക്ക് സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യവും നീതിയും ലഭിക്കുക? എത്ര കാലം കേട്ടില്ല എന്ന് നടിച്ച് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മുന്നോട്ടേക്ക് പോവാൻ സാധിക്കും? എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ആ പാവങ്ങളുടെ കരച്ചിലുകൾ കേൾക്കാത്തത്? Yes, and how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry?
Last question, how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? Again he says, wars must be banned. Wars must come to an end. When will the rulers understand the absurdity of war? And how many people have to die before understand the absurdity of war, the meaninglessness of war? He says, wars must be banned and peace must be established. Equality must be established. Fraternity must be established.
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he sky. How many years must one person have before he can hear people cry? How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Dears, appreciation, question answers, and some important devices we can discuss in our next class. Here we wind up our class. Happy learning. Thank you.